telling you, you're gonna be a shitty fight, but you gotta let punches go. That's right. You can't wait until they get in. You miss it, bam, go right back. And don't take 30 seconds to start another punch. Alexander, I'm the best ever. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Lippy. There's no one like I'm there for. There's no one that can match me. My style is impeccable. My defense is impregnable. I kept telling you, no blood, he couldn't hit, he claimed like a fishing, he's missing, never see a bus. I hadn't started dancing yet. But your word is hurt, based on first round, and Burns gets hurt. Burns got blood. Taco was done early in the round. Great first round. Incredible. Perhaps one of the best in middleweight history. Hey, that black guy, he hit
Bang, 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 bang.
Fire.
Bang.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Hands of Fire Boxing Talk. I'm your host, writer and reporter for RealCombatMedia.com, George Dampier, and I'm joined by my co-host, Julius Fox.
How you doing?
The captain and commander of Ring IQ Boxing Talk on YouTube.
We're a democracy. Don't say that. We a democracy.
Well, I'm talking about the YouTube channel. You run that.
Oh yeah. I do run that.
Run that. So, yeah, doing a good job running that thing. Yeah, I think you just peaked over 1,000 subscribers, didn't you?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You know what they say about the first 1,000? Once you hit that first 1,000, they start pouring in. It's like at 1,100 right now.
Listen, man, like you're officially a YouTuber.
Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
I think that's like the 1K rule, right? Like you're in. That's when you can that's when they kind of start trying to like negotiate with you, right?
Yeah, I mean, more or less, it's something like that. I know that it's kind of a rule of thumb. You know, that first 1,000. Once you get the first 1,000, the rest really start coming in after that. So you know, now I'll probably be a little bit more judicious with the content, just as far as what is copyrighted and what isn't, because you know, I might want to monetize the videos. Really, right now, I just do it as a hobby.
Yeah.
But you know, if you could turn over a profit, you could turn over a profit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Never.
All right. So
Never know.
and hopefully this channel at some point will get to that point. I mean, we're only still like a year old. We're still rather young, infant status. So we're working at our way there. So what's on the menu today? We got basically two notable fights coming up this weekend with Felix Diaz against Terence Crawford. That'll be taking place on this Saturday. Also, Gervonta Davis against Liam Walsh. Full-blown conclusion. I don't even think that needs much discussion. But also what is up for debate is whether the quotes from his manager or promoter, manager, Al Heyman figure, Floyd Mayweather's comments about Canelo against Golovkin, and how he's picking Canelo to beat Triple G. As you guys see in the note, or at least in the description of this video, I ask if he's trolling, which you could probably insinuate what I'm saying. Yes, he is trolling.
I think he is.
And he definitely has a history of making really wild picks when it comes to, when it comes to just picking these fights. So we'll talk about that. And also, now being 10 days away from the big fight between Kell Brook and Errol Spence Jr., recently some videos and photos were uploaded from the Brook camp, basically to see the shape of Kell Brook. And, you know, if muscles convert to success, then he's probably already won. So we'll talk about basically, I just wanted to use a portion of this episode to just revisit this because, as I'm sure you remember, you already picked Errol Spence. I actually have. I haven't even made a pick yet. I still haven't. Maybe I'll come to an idea on who I'm gonna pick still, or maybe I might just have to really, again, revisit the dramatizations in my head of how this fight could play out maybe by the week. I don't know. I still don't. It's just too damn hard, man. Like this really is
I mean,
for me a hard
there's a
pick.
lot going on in it, but the intangibles, and it's just remembering what Kell Brook just came from. You know, you got to take it on faith, honestly, that he's 100%. You got to take it on faith that he's not affected by the weight cut, that the eye is fine. We ain't gonna know that till the night of the fight. But as a gambling man, if I pick Spence as a gambling man, based because he was already a tough out. You understand? He's already a tough out. He's got the legs to keep up with Kell Brook. No, he doesn't have the defenses, but he does have punching power. He has a body attack. He has good balance. You know what I'm saying? He always gets off power shots, creates space on the inside. It's not like fighting Sean Porter.
No, but what and I guess to go to your point, you know, considering what we've seen not Spence, but Kell Brook have, I wouldn't say struggle with, but has some type of contention with, is I wouldn't say the same class as Errol Spence. So, you know, when it gets into the, you know, the real murky waters, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit concerned for Kell Brook in that instance. But again, I made this point months ago once this fight was announced. It's still the more lively body that Errol Spence has ever faced. So I can't get that out of, you know, out of the process here. But
that's true.
We'll revisit that because we're still waiting on Bo, who's, you know, having some trouble. So he's going to be joining us later on. Hopefully Ibn too. He's been quite busy with the young prodigy. Salim, man, he's now going to nationals for anybody who's needed the update on, you know, how come we haven't seen Ibn so much, because he's been getting his Eddie Futch on. So this guy's a true pugilist when it comes down to it. He really does study this shit. If you've been
following him on Instagram, then you know already. If you've been following him on Instagram, you gonna know.
Yeah.
Yes, follow us on Instagram so you can know, because I know. Yeah. Y'all probably didn't know, but I knew.
But now you know.
So
let's jump into the Felix Diaz, Terence Crawford preview. Now, I don't think there's much of a scouting report necessarily needed for Terence Crawford. I think we all are very familiar with what he brings to the fight. And there goes Bo Bland. Truth and facts in the house.
What's going on, man?
What are you doing? You look like you just got into some shit, man. What are you doing?
Huh?
You looking like you just got into some shit, man. What did you do? You doing some mischievous shit?
Always when I'm at home. Shit. Motherfuckers right here, motherfuckers right here don't go to work. Goddamn it, I gotta torture somebody, man.
Right. All right, so Bo, what we got on the menu today? We're going to be talking about the Felix Diaz and Terence Crawford fight. Is actually what we're kind of just jumping into right now, is the preview of this. We're also going to skim, just skim, like the way you lightly apply that like butter on waffles, because you know you can't always get it all the way. Over this Gervonta Davis Liam Walsh fight, because come on. And yeah. Yeah, food.
I don't know, man.
Food.
I think, you know what? I don't know, man. This fight, I don't know, man. I got a feeling about this fight, man.
What you think? That Walsh gonna expose Gervonta?
Stop.
Nah, I don't know if he's gonna expose my thing by Gervonta only going over there with 3 days before the fight. I think
really?
it might
3 days? It's been 3 days? I
Yeah.
could have sworn they've been there for like at least 2 weeks now.
No.
Man.
Days?
Right now, no, he got there a couple of days ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got there a couple of days ago.
Wow.
Got there a couple of days ago. So I think with him only going over there with like only a couple of days before the fight, I don't know, man. I got a feeling.
Jet lag, but who's gonna win a fight with jet lag? Like, well, I was jet lagged. That's why that. Like, nah.
I mean, hey, maybe that might have just made equalized things. Maybe, who knows?
Dog, like who are they? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. That's not a fight. Honestly, that's not a fight that I spent a lot of time thinking about. I'm thinking about Diaz Crawford. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh man, I've been talking about that all week. I've been telling everybody, man, y'all not paying attention to this fight. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about since we're now 10 days away from the big showdown between Kell Brook and Errol Spence. I'm going to try to revisit our picks, or at least if anyone who did make a pick. I haven't yet. I don't know, man. I still, like I said, I got to do it.
I don't blame you though. I don't blame you till you wait until right before the fight, because sometimes that's what's best to do. Motherfuckers feel a lot of ways leading up to the fight. Sometimes you can see Brook winning it. Sometimes you can Spence winning it.
And I've been like this the moment it was announced. The moment it was announced, like this. Remember how we were talking about the whole phase of every event? It's the announcement. Oh, I know who's going to win. Whoever's going to take care of this and do whatever. The promo comes up, media week and all that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the other guy might pull it off. Fight night, you were right the whole fucking time.
Yep.
But this one, I've been stuck the whole way through, and I don't know. I maybe you're right. Like maybe I'm waiting for like the last minute detail. I might not even make my pick till weigh-in. But Bo,
yeah, I mean, actually, that's pretty smart. You got to look at Kell Brook's condition. How's he going to look? You know, how's he going to look? That's important, because we can sit here and talk all day about what they did, but sometimes it's really better to just wait right before the fight to decide. Me, I'm sold on what Spence could do. I'm sold on what he could do. It's not that Kell Brook isn't that good. It's just that his body of work, it's not head and shoulders above Errol Spence's necessarily. It really isn't. You got Sean Porter. That's it.
I mean, and you talk about being a betting man. This is kind of what reminds me of like being at the track. You know what I mean? You know, where like no one really makes their pick until like they get locked into the, you know, to the carriages and whatnot, ready to go. I mean, same.
But, you know, well, here's the thing that get to me about Errol Spence's detractors or people that want to tell me that Errol Spence, oh, he's a hype job. He's a hype job and all that. Okay, and fine. I'll give you all of that. But my issue with people when they talk about Errol Spence and his resume, he's the fucking contender. He's supposed to have a fucking resume like that.
You're supposed to be questions about this guy.
Yeah, right. He's, you know what I'm saying? Y'all talking like this motherfucker is holding, you know, 5 fucking belts, waiting on you know, they talking like he's some dude holding 5 belts, and he got a belt because some motherfucker dropped the belt because he didn't want to fight him.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's you know, it's really fueled by fandom. You know, they really mad at the fans. They ain't even mad at Spence. They mad at the dudes that drunk all the Kool-Aid. They drunk all of it to the point where they drink they're combing syrup out of the pitcher with their fingers. Like, dog, like, I understand that he looks very promising, but it's a bit premature to put him on a pound for pound list. And Teddy Atlas, funny ass, he didn't help. Yeah. He didn't help it because he actually put him on his pound for pound list. For you to do that and leave Golovkin out, it's all right.
Oh, damn.
All
right. Man. So let's break the full breakdown of that till later. Let's address these upcoming events first. Give them the proper attention that they need. Terence Crawford. I mean, what do we really need to break down? This guy is multifaceted, just got ambidextrous, slick boxer, can bang. And increasingly he's been showing how good his power is within each fight, man. Mm-hmm. If you would have told me that he was going to hurt Postal several times in that unification fight, I would have never believed you. He had, I mean, and he had opportunities to actually end him if he wanted to, but it was smarter for him to, you know, keep boxing, seeing that Postal was a longer and just overall naturally bigger guy. So basically what we're really only describing here is his opponent, Felix Diaz. So for those who aren't familiar with him, he's been showcased on PBC Had a fight with Lamont Peterson, which is his only loss. He's now 19-1 with 9 knockouts. The scouting report, I have picked up on him. His specialty is the inside banger. I feel like that's probably where he wants you at. He's a southpaw, Olympic gold medalist. Very important to me when I looked that up. It just automatically just gives him the pedigree that you would have him set apart with many other contenders. But the one tendency I did see with him that I would be concerned about is that he has a tendency to drop his hands after combos. It's blatant and stepping back at that, which is very concerning. And through that Lamont Peterson fight, he caught him about a good amount of times with the right hand because of that. So, I would, look out for that. But anyone who's ever seen film on this guy, Julius, we do like a whole briefing through the day with each other on, what we're going to talk about tonight. And you were insisting that this might be an upset alert. With everything I've seen, I could see what you're getting at, but like we talked before we went live, my only concern is with this record of 19-1. 9 of those victories were through a knockout, just 9 knockouts.
Well, if you really do the legwork to find out more about Felix Diaz, you'll see that no, he's not a huge puncher, but he's good for a knockdown. You understand? He's good for a knockdown. And when you review the Gamboa fight, there's similarities between Gamboa and Felix Diaz. There are slight similarities. You go back, you watch that Gamboa Crawford fight. Before that knockdown, before that first knockdown, Gamboa was winning that fight. And Crawford was looking kind of regular. Chinniness, I should say, because he went into that fight being knocked down 6 times already. He went into that fight kissing the canvas 6 times already. Felix Diaz don't have that problem. Felix Diaz could take a punch. So that turn of the tide that happened in that fight may not happen in this fight, and this might be a hard fight throughout the whole course of the fight.
And Bo, we know that with Terence Crawford, one of his tendencies is being a slow starter. Now, with that, I mean, I think it's almost common knowledge now for just these boxers to know this going into a fight. What do you think that he can do, Felix Diaz, to capitalize on that possibly? I mean, he is a southpaw, like I said, which is somewhat of a different look for Terence Crawford.
I think the number one thing that Felix Diaz have to do is he has to not allow Terence Crawford at no point in time to get comfortable. That's the mistake that Gamboa made in their fight. And I said this many times that Diaz is a younger version of Gamboa, except he doesn't have Gamboa's hand speed, but he's more technically sound than Gamboa was. Felix Diaz is live. If you watch Gamboa and you watch Felix Diaz doesn't make the flaws that Gamboa makes. He's very technically sound. He's a dog. He's up. He can get up on your chest and get on you. So he has to not allow Terence Crawford any moment to get comfortable and find himself in that fight. If Felix Diaz can do that, he can make it a very difficult fight for Terence Crawford.
And that's what I can see. And what I think when I think about how this fight's playing out, we know Crawford has the boxing pedigree as well, or at least that elite level boxer, which makes him such a great fighter, is because not only does he have that slickness that you would want from an American, or at least the American slickness that I call it, as in a boxer, but if he needs to, he can bang and got some pop with it.
But see,
but I don't think he should do that.
Well, of course. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I was going to get at. Yeah, that's what I was going to get at, is because I think he's going to box.
He's a different animal. He's a different animal with that one, man.
That's what I was getting at, is because I'm going off the assumption, the smart one, that he does box him and just keeps him basically at the end of the jab. Kind of play onto what Edmund, what we were talking about through the briefing, is just to keep him, you know, at the extent of his punches rather than let him get on the inside.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing though, is what, you know, talking about it easy, execution a whole nother story. So,
Exactly.
is there any type of weakness or something, that any type of give that we can see where, you know, Felix Diaz can get inside that wheelhouse, or possibly make Terence Crawford, you know, get into, you know, a brawl? Really, can he sucker him into that if need be? I mean, because my thing is, I just think Terence Crawford just has too much of the ring IQ to you know, avoid all that. Like, I mean, we saw what he did with Postal. I mean, he played him like a fiddle. And what we were expecting
Oh,
to
yeah, but
be a really tough fight for him, and something that possibly you know, a bang out,
yeah,
and it was a
you got to
boxing
remember,
lesson.
Postal is really straight up and down. He's really textbook.
Right.
You know, he doesn't have that upper body movement, and
True,
he's not.
very true.
It's funny. It's funny because you think that the smaller target would be easier to hit. So there's that disparity in size. If Felix Diaz starts going side to side, he's actually harder to hit than Postal, because Postal is a bigger target. And whereas this guy, you know, this little motherfucker, he's closing the gap. He's moving side to side. He's got the legs to keep up with you. He had the legs to keep up with Lamont Peterson. He had the legs to keep up with Granados. These are guys that had significant size advantages over him. If he could do that to them, he could do that to Bud. What Bud's got to do is don't oblige him. Keep him at the end of that left hand or that right hand, depending on which stance he feel like fighting.
All right. Now, if this happens by chance to get into deep waters, what does that tell you about how the fight went? If he's happened, so I mean, neither guy can get a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Does it at least tell you that maybe it's a bit more contentious than what it is on the face of it? Well, even on the face of it, I can't even say it doesn't look like it's a blowout. But I mean, who does it benefit more in the deep waters?
It benefits Terence Crawford more because Felix Diaz is coming down to 140. Felix Diaz has never fought at 140. So the biggest question for him is, how would his body?
Wait, that's not true. That's not
He
true. That
fought
Granados
at
fight.
140. That's right. You know
That
what? That's
Granados
right.
fight.
He fought Granados. He did fight Granados, but it's been a while though since he's been down there 140. So I think from just from an experience standpoint, it would benefit Crawford. But I do want to say this: he can bait Crawford into a brawl because Hank Lundy was able to do it. But what you have to do is you have to get under Crawford's skin. You have to get in, you know, you got to get in his head. Felix Diaz didn't do that. So Crawford isn't going in on their seek and destroy mission. But it benefits Crawford from this aspect. If it goes 12 or if it goes to the championship round, Crawford has been in this position before. And now that he's a champion, he'll know what he has to do and what's at stake. He has a very high ring guy crew. So it benefits him from that aspect of he'll already get the benefit of the doubt because he's the champion. He's the more recognizable name going into that 12th. Felix Diaz would have to prove in the championship rounds that he, you know what I'm saying, he's going to have to do a hell of a lot more in those championship rounds than Crawford. And that's sad because we know who Felix Diaz is, but the general public don't. That's why a victory over Felix Diaz, in my eyes, is great for Terence Crawford, but for casual fans, it's just another victory. And I think that's a trap.
They're not, you know, they're not going to know about who that guy is. And it's funny that you said that about the later rounds because coincidentally, that's where Felix Diaz got those 2 knockdowns in the 9th and in the 10th on Granados.
Sure did.
The same Granados that we just seen Adrian Broner struggling with, unloading on him. You know what I mean? That's a testament to that guy. Like, do your homework on the guy. He's not any old body. So if Terence Crawford has an exemplary showing with him, he's moving past Golovkin on my pound for pound list because that ain't any old body.
Hey. I mean, I like how you put it in perspective like that because this definitely is it's unfortunate because it's a good scalp, But if you but if you told the name to anybody else, you're like, so what? He was supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's like Rodney Dangerfield. Like, where the fuck's the respect?
Dog, that's the part that kills me. I was in. Somebody put a post up and they said, "What would Terence Crawford have to do to become a big name or something like that?" Right? And I said, and I said he should already be a big name, because if you stack his resume up next to Lomachenko's or Gennady Golovkin. And I mean, you really stack that resume up, it's right there as far as opponent wise. And people and everybody was telling me like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who these dudes are on his resume. And I'm like, see, that's the crazy part. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know Delorme, you don't know Gamboa, you don't know Hank, you know what I mean? What the fuck?
Fucking Ray Beltran.
Like,
yeah, Ray Beltran. Like,
it's a lot of good fighters on Terence Crawford's. It's funny because they put up a poll just now on the page, and they was like, who got the better resume? Or Terence Crawford. And you could arguably say that Keith kind of got it because he's got 2 titles like Bud, but you know, he fought some guys. Keith fought some guys.
He did.
You know, Keith Thurman Reza, he fought guys. But Bud fought some guys too. You got to think, he got the Ricky Burns a long time ago. He got the Hank Lundy. He got the Victor Postol. Got the Gamboa. So he got the John Molina. People, Dulorme, Derry Jean, I think.
Yeah, Derry Jean. Beltran.
Yeah, Derry Jean was. Yeah.
And I mean, most of them guys he gave them their first losses.
Name. It's like, dog, like Terence Crawford fought some people. Just because you don't know them, don't mean he ain't fight them people.
That being said, gentlemen, what are your predictions? How's this fight pan out? Julius, you're on.
Well, I think I see at least the gambler in me feels that Terence Crawford is the safe bet. That being said, there's 2 ways that he could win this fight. If this is a hard fucking fight, he might win a majority decision. If this is what I think what it's gonna be, that he knows what we know. Keep this guy at the end of the fucking jab with him. Don't let him inside. Stay on your toes. Circle the ring. Then he might win a comfortable decision. It depends. That's something that I'm not gonna know till the night of the fight. But I do have Terence winning the decision.
Yeah.
What about you, Bo?
I agree. I got Terence winning the decision. And here's the thing. This is the reason why I got Terence winning the decision. Lamont Peterson was having some success when he was able to keep Felix Diaz at distance. But the problem is Lamont doesn't have the discipline to keep that up for 12 whole rounds. That's why Felix just comes at you too, man. I mean, this dude is willing to take 5 to get 1. You know what I'm saying? So he keeps coming at you. So, but I think that Terence Crawford is a lot more intelligent, a lot more skillful, and he has more dimensions to him than Lamont Peterson had. So he should be able to get a unanimous decision, and a close one. I'm talking 115, 113. That's how I think this fight goes, because Felix Diaz has good ring IQ also. I just haven't seen enough dimensions from Felix Diaz to be comfortable to pick him over what I've seen from Terence Crawford.
Interesting.
That's the thing. It's like you want to give respect to Diaz because his body of work goes largely unnoticed. This is a very good fucking fighter. I think he could Danny Garcia on the right night.
Hey.
But that's enough. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree.
Oh yeah. I agree. That shit.
I agree. I think he gets anybody 147 hell, man. He gets any of them dudes in 147 hell. He gives them hell.
The living shit out of Sammy Vasquez, man. Beat the shit out of him.
Oh my God. Yes, he did. Jesus.
I keep telling about you talking about a guy whose amateur pedigree, bar none, stacks up with the best, coming from the fucking Dominican Republic. You know how good you gotta be.
Yeah.
I asked this question. I said, name me professional fighters from the Dominican Republic.
They're gonna tell you Chico and Chico. That's it. And
Chico and Rico.
Chico, that's it. Diego Corrales. That's the most famous. No, and they really
exactly.
Floyd.
Wasn't his mom Mexican too?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. As far as my pick with this fight, I think we're going to be in for actually 5 really good, exciting first rounds. Believe it or not, I think the first 5 rounds are going to be pretty interesting. And then we'll probably start seeing somewhat of a tide. Crawford maybe settling in a bit. But Diaz not really giving much up. You know what I mean? Not really doesn't seem like he's pulling away, but that he's still in the fight. And probably like I would say, you know, those last few rounds really just based on interpretation, what you like, boxing or pressure. Whereas I would see Crawford getting that benefit of the doubt. So I'm with you guys with a unanimous decision. Not as close as you, Bo, with the 115, 113. I would say more of, you know, maybe 116, 112.
That's still
around
respectable,
that.
though. That's
Yeah.
respectable. That's respectable.
Yeah. So good fight, but and of course you can catch that on HBO. Terence Crawford, HBO superstar, top rank. Now, from one superstar to the birth of another, with Gervonta Davis, who will be fighting Liam Walsh. He'll be defending his IBF 140 championship.
Yo!
Oh, even though has just joined the fire pit. What's going
Yo!
on? You just missed
Shout
the
out
break.
to Jose Suleiman in the WBC. You feel me?
Oh yeah, you got your title in the bag, huh? It's this guy still
he got his
promoting his sanctioning body.
Yeah, I gotta take this call. Hold on.
Oh God, here he go. Anyway, so Gervonta Davis, Liam Walsh, IBF title defense, 140. Now we just saw Gervonta Davis. It seems like 2 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a month ago, if I'm trying to be accurate. But I mean, it's good. I like this. I like seeing this with young fighters. The consistency, being in the ring, title defenses at that, man. None of these just voluntaries. You know, I'll just pick whoever. You know, not up for the title. But this is will be taking place in Liam Walsh's backyard, Copper Box Arena, Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, London, England, United Kingdom. Now, I was under the assumption, because I've seen the interviews that, you know, Mayweather and Gervonta Davis gave with Frank Warren and the guys, I believe, Box Nation or Matchroom, whatever the fuck. I get them mixed up a lot. But there was an interview I remember at least seeing weeks ago where I assumed these guys were already in England training. But apparently that's not the case. When we discussed this, apparently he's just arrived in England 2 days ago or yesterday.
Like 2
Now,
days ago, 2-3 days ago.
yeah. Now he was the heavy favorite coming into this fight. Where such a heavy favorite, I wasn't even going to discuss this fight. Basically just as an announcement that it's taken place. That's it. But is there something to be worried about saying that he just arrived in the England?
I think we're just looking to make the fight more interesting than what it is. So we're going to blame the jet lag. You know what I mean? Like, this fight is an afterthought to me, dog. Like, I picked Gervonta. You know, he got momentum on his side. You know what I mean? I don't see nobody beating him for a couple of fights.
Because he ain't going to be in none of them fights that he going to be able to lose him for a couple of fights.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
that's true. They ain't gonna put him with the Sharks yet.
No, he can't fight Tevin yet.
Which is a
you
shame,
right,
man.
Isn't Tevin
You
hurt?
can't blame them neither. You know why? Gervonta, what, 17-0?
Hello?
Like,
Yeah,
no,
he's
man.
17-0.
Yeah,
Gosh,
leave the
you hear
kid
me?
alone. Leave the kid
Can you hear
alone.
me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, I think Tevin hurt though. Isn't Tevin hurt though? Yeah, I think Tevin hurt. I think Tevin just he hurt elbow.
No, Tevin just got surgery, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
they just not messing with that right now. They just
No,
not messing with that kind of stuff right now.
No shit.
I
then.
didn't even mean it in a ducking context. I ain't mean it in a ducking context.
Yeah, no, but you know what? Listen, this is what Floyd's going to do, and look, I'm not mad at him. Now, I am one who always says this: when you got a title, you know, the training wheels come. You know, the training wheel comes.
Yeah, the bring along process is over.
Yeah, the bring along process is gone.
Oh,
But
he got
now
a strap.
I'm not
Yeah, I ain't trying to
mad.
hear that.
Right, but I'm not mad if Floyd Mayweather wants to maximize what he can out of his star before he puts him in one of those extremely difficult fights. So
Well, what
I'm not
exactly
mad
are
at
you
him,
max?
but
In that process, what exactly is being maximized? Because he seems to have the, I don't want to say elite skill level yet, because we got to see how it's applied to better competition. But he does have that difference that it seems like for the guys he's fighting now.
And what you want to do is you want to put him in matchups that brings that excitement for people to want to say, okay, man, he looked like he really might be the goods before you put him in a fight. Like, and I know people hate when I say this. Like, let's look at the title defenses for Anthony Joshua before he finally took on a Vladimir Klitschko type fight. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at his two title defenses, they were okay opponents at mediocre opponents at best, but we saw the improvement of Joshua per fight before he finally fought. Huh? Oh, you talking about it.
Mediocre is harsh, man.
Mediocre. I'm doing my Richard.
In the top 10 of hold on, wait. Dominic Brazil is currently in the top 10 across the board, though. Almost. With most sanctioning bodies, he's top 10.
Yeah, but Dominic Brazil was getting his ass whipped by Amir Mansour, man.
Mediocre. But he won a fight, right? Ain't that what we?
Yeah, he won.
That go back to that wild shit. That go back to that Wilder shit. Most of that fight, he wasn't doing shit, but he won a fight, right? Hey, he won a fight.
He won. He won.
Izu was whooping his ass, but he won a fight, right?
Man, Amir Mansour was given to him, but when we saw that bring along process and we saw the improvement from Joshua, and it all came together when he finally fought Vladimir Klitschko. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying for Gervonta Davis, like this guy, a guy like Walsh, and maybe like another, like, you know what I'm saying, high tier contender. Then you look at maybe a Jazriel Corrales, or you look at one of the other title holders before you be like, okay, let's give him 2 good title defenses or even 3 good title defenses. Then boom, then we're gonna look at, you know, one of the other champions. So I'm not mad if Floyd wants to do something.
I'm mad at them, man. He's 17-0. They want him to fight Godzilla already. Leave him alone. Let him grow.
Well, you know what though, Julius? I would agree with you, but here's the problem. His boss, Floyd Mayweather, when he won the title, motherfuckers wouldn't let him grow, dog. He was in there with monsters. He was in there with monsters.
You right. They don't. A lot of people don't want to say it, but you right. Motherfucking not for nothing. At 17-0, motherfucking Gennaro Hernandez was a hell of a step up. He was what, 30? I think he was what, 38-1.
Yeah, Gennaro Hernandez. That was his 9th title defense too, man. He was killing everybody,
bro. Like they don't want to give it to him, but the proof is in the pudding, man. You can't get mad at shit like that. But all in all, everybody ain't Floyd, and I don't hold everybody to that standard. I don't hold Gervonta to that standard. 17-0. Y'all in a hurry to see that boy lose. Y'all want to put him with all the other title holders and like, come on, B, let him grow, man. He just got that title.
No, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like I said, I've seen promoters, and I tell people all the time, I don't criticize when I've seen other promoters do that. When I've seen it before, that's why I'm not mad. Like when Floyd made that comment, when he said, you know, I'm not gonna put him in there with no Lomachenko right now. I was not mad at Floyd. I was not mad at Floyd.
I mean, and that was to be expected. Anyone that thought otherwise, dreamland. Where you think? I mean, what? I mean, I don't think that wouldn't be true with an Eddie Hearn situation or with Anthony Joshua. I mean, you just got to be practical. And in some senses, I can get the fan in you to like, oh man, you know, let's make all the great fights happen. But in the realistic way of sports, we got to accept there is some form of bring along with everybody. Everybody.
This is another thing. You really do want to fight. Some instances that are not like others. For example, Zlatan, I think that's the guy from Monte Carlo that I think it was Mike Garcia that fought him, right?
Yep, knocked him out. Zlatan.
That dude had that title for all of 10 seconds. He had it all of 10 seconds because that's what the fuck happens.
But
Charles
you know
Barkley
something?
had that title all of 10 seconds.
You know something
Thank
though, guys.
you.
That's a part of bias though. We being biased as fans. That means that we pick when we like something, when we like a guy, we understand. But when we don't like a guy, we'll act like we'll ignore
hold
this.
up.
This
Now,
conversation
hold
that
up.
we're having right now. We'll ignore this conversation.
Hold up. Now, this is why I'm going to say that this is different from other
Well,
fights or other guys. Now, hold up. Let me break this shit down.
I
Go ahead.
know where it's going. I know where
Yeah.
it's going.
Go ahead. I'm
I
not gonna bring. I'm not. This not to bring anybody up in particular though, George. Go
I
ahead, Julius.
no, I mean, but okay, okay.
Yo, listen. This is what I'm saying. He just got a world title. Yeah, I get it. You at the world level now. There's no debating that. The training wheels is coming off. But all in all, if you chose to fight over voluntary right now, and you just chose to, you know, I'm not going to be mad at that because you only 17 and 0. What, like, really? You ain't even got a lot of professional fights, so I can't expect you to do that. The same applies kind of to Jared Hurd. There was a lot of people that was in a hurry to see this guy. It's like, yo, come on, like, dog, he literally just won that title. Y'all trying to Lemieux that man. That's what y'all trying to do.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna fight that.
Man.
He wasn't gonna fight that. But this is what I'm saying, Julius. The reason why I said, no, look, I understand it. I'm not even saying what you said is wrong because I think it's right too. Like I get it, but I'm just saying what fans do is when it's a guy they like, yeah, he don't need to do that. But then when it's a guy they don't like, so that they can find a way to criticize him, they be like, oh, he doesn't.
Okay, now here's the difference. When you're talking about two fighters that already have a good body of work, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already got a good body of work. You might have moved into the division and won a title in the process. That's different. Why? Because you got a whole body of work behind you.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
If you talking about, say we talking about DSG, you was whooping ass at 140, right? So you moved 147 and you won a title. It's not wrong for me to say, all right, your next fight, can it be against a champion? Because you was already whooping ass. We already know about you. You're not some kind of, you know, some kind of like, oh, it's too, like, how is it too?
Nah, what it was because Danny needed to grow into the weight some. He did though. If you know Danny, or even if you don't know him, if you've been up on him, you understand like you small, yo, and the guys at 147 right now are the type of size whereas though they might could fight at 154 tomorrow, the top of the upper echelon of the division. It was no longer Floyd and Manny. It was Thurman and it was Brook. And it was Porter, and all of these guys could fight at 154 tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? If they wanted to. So with that being said, if you're Danny and you come up, like people want you to take an L because you should understand that Danny's not going to fight them within probably his first 3 fights, and that's exactly what happened. He fought like 3 fights, and then he fought Thurman. He lost, but it didn't take long. It took a couple days for him to grow into the weight. That was all. You know what I'm saying?
Also, generally, if you follow boxing, when a guy wins a title, he'll have 1 or 2 defenses against quality high C level opponents or lower B level opponents. Then he looks to fight that, you know what I'm saying, that other A level guy. And that's generally, if you follow boxing, guys that have 1 or 2 title defenses against them type of opponents, then they say, okay, let me look at a champion or another, you know what I'm saying, top A level opponent. That's why I say I don't have a problem with it. Like, you know, like, and then people get shit confused. Like, when we was arguing about the whole Jared Hurd and Lauder situation, we was arguing about which one would you rather see, Lauder fight another WBA regular champion or unification match.
Right.
You wasn't saying that he needs to fight him. We saying what would you rather see, and people will hear that and they don't understand. Like the content of what we're talking about sometimes is off the bar of what other people is comprehending because they're looking at it from an aspect of dislike and like. We're looking from an aspect of wait a minute, we're talking. What's better from a boxing standpoint?
Correct.
Yeah,
correct, bro.
yeah.
Correct.
I mean, look, the unification fight from a boxing standpoint, the unification fight is the bigger fight. That's the natural choice. But the fight that a fan might want to see might not be the unification fight. That's saying that, say Liam Smith still had the WBO title, right? Who you rather see Lara fight, him or Boo Boo? I'd rather see him fight Boo Boo.
I'd rather see him fight Boo Boo, yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate calling him Boo Boo, man.
Yeah, it's like
it's a lot of Boo Boos in the world.
Childish. Boo Boo's too old for that. He has to change his name, man. That guy's almost 30 years old.
I know, man. I don't like calling a grown man Boo Boo.
I'm about to call him
He
Demetrius.
got
I'm gonna call him
30-something
Demetrius because his
people
mama called
running
him
around
Demetrius.
Peanut. It's nothing wrong with boo boo, man.
Yeah, right.
I
See,
know
hey,
people when they 40
Julius say ain't nothing wrong with that because that's what this little baby boy be doing all the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You boo boo. You boo boo.
Again, he's been doing this
Guilty
all
to
day.
bad.
Y'all remember that? You know what? See, and that's another thing. And this is why I always say to people, you all don't know. There's conversation we have outside of this shit. So when we're talking on here, we know what's going on because there's been some conversation outside of here. And cats be seeing that, they be like, "Yeah, Bo, get Judy." Say, "Whoa, dog, it's not like that." Right? Yeah, it's not like that, dog. It's something totally different. We're talking.
Yeah.
Bring his fucking neck.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so I mean, we're kind of that just goes to show you how meaningless this whole thing was, because this whole discussion was basically about it was supposed to be Gervonta Davis and Liam Walsh. We said nothing about Liam Walsh at all through this whole thing.
I don't know Liam Walsh like that. I'm not even gonna lie. And I watch UK fighters though. There's a couple of them. I watch them. I don't know Liam Walsh like that.
I put it like this.
I'm a hardcore boxing fan, and I do not know that man like that.
I say some of Liam Walsh's opponents. I saw some of his fights. The only thing that would make me wonder a little bit is the fact that Gervonta went over there with only a few days before the fight. But that just might tell you how much he thinks about Liam Walsh that he did.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
saying that Gervonta Davis' biggest obstacle is not Liam Walsh, but jet lag.
All right.
This is a damn shame. To segue with his promoter, Floyd Mayweather, who, I mean, if anyone who's watching anything about this fight, at least the build up with this, they did have a nice little, I think they did a little pad work for the, media and boxing public today over there where, Gervonta was doing the pad work and Floyd Mayweather was in there in a little sweatsuit, I
don't like what Floyd did. I don't like what Floyd did. I don't like what he did at all.
Or what he's doing.
He out there undermining that man, Mr. Calvin Ford. And Mr. Calvin Ford is a good coach. He has several national champions. He's got a kid that got like 10 national championships right now, 10 national titles, and he's like 17. His name is Truck, right? He's a good coach. That guy made Gervonta into what he was. He probably saved him, from the streets and things like that. And I felt like Floyd was trying to like undermine his knowledge. Like he came up there and like interrupted the work to start doing some work. Like you don't interrupt that man work. He been working with them same people since he been fighting, man. Has he lost a fight?
Well, that's what, and I was hitting it with that with anyone who follow us on Ring IQ Boxing Group. That was my post I had set up with who was it? I believe there was a video of the pad work that I was talking about that he did with the boxing public, and Floyd Mayweather were there. Like you said, he was like interrupted the pad work that he was doing to like shadow box with him a little bit. And it reminded, and I put on and anyone who's probably saw the comment, because I was going to include it with the whole thing, but I had like the little Suge Knight picture, when he was at the Source Awards. And I labeled that, labeled the post saying, I see a Don King Jr. in the making when it came to this fight.
Look, man,
and then in it with the, but no, but listen, but hold on, but listen with the post, because you'll like this one. So with the Suge Knight picture, I put on there like, are you tired of your promoter all in the videos, dancing?
I can relate to that. He's a promoter always. Yep.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna use one of those enormously big, not an unnecessary fucking words that light skinned motherfucking Julius loves to fucking use all the time, right? Here's the ignominious.
Nah, that's
man.
You know what Floyd's problem is? He don't want to be ignominious. You supposed to be a background guy. So
and he doesn't want it. He doesn't want any part of being in the background.
And that's what I was just going to say. Floyd, the reason why it's a bigger crime for him, he knows better because he used to be a fighter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Floyd be in his gym telling people, don't be interrupting me when I'm working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know that you know better, dog. And that's what makes it bad, is you know better and you did it.
Right.
Well, that's where we get into Floyd the person and not Floyd the fighter. And it's just like Clarissa Shields has said. She liked Floyd the fighter. She loved Floyd the fighter. But Floyd Mayweather as a person, he's a fucking douchebag. What are you gonna do? He got douchey tendencies. It is what it is.
Yeah,
he's not the most champion. He's not the most gracious promoter. In the build up in the press conference for the Badu Jack and James DeGale fight, this motherfucker was talking about himself.
Yeah, the whole post conference was about 45 minutes of him.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
talking like this is
No,
why
on the flowers.
this is why it was such a good thing for Shakur Stevenson
Yes.
to go with Top Rank. I was so happy that he did that
Yes.
move.
And we did a podcast on that. And
Yeah.
I said, like, yo, he better off where he went than going with Floyd. Don't go with Floyd. Motherfuckers out here driving Uber. What's that shit? What's
Yeah,
that
who is it?
this week?
Yeah, who was that?
Driving Uber.
Somebody is driving Uber that trained at TMT.
Yeah,
Yep.
TMT
Yeah,
got
TMT.
Uber drivers up in.
Yeah.
He literally
But you know what
got
was funny
cab
about that?
drivers in the dream.
But guys, though, you know what's funny about that though? It's dudes in that gym that Floyd done bought $60,000 cars for though. So you have to ask yourself, why is that man driving Uber? What is he doing? Why is he driving Uber? Not just Tank. They gave Tabiti a car and all that too. 30 grand, 60 grand. It's nothing.
Well,
Why is that man driving Uber?
Tabiti's getting it done. I mean, you can't argue with success. At the end of the day, the rules don't change.
That was my point. That's why I just said what I just said. If you driving Uber in that gym, you ain't. Yeah, if you driving Uber in that gym, it's you didn't do something or something like that.
You know what's funny? When I saw that driving Uber, I didn't look at the name. I just immediately thought, okay, that must be J.Alé Love. But because I don't know why the fuck he keeps them motherfuckers around, man. J.Alé Love and points. I don't know why he keeps J.Alé Love and Mickey. I don't know why he keeps them motherfuckers around, man. But he's something about the two dudes, man.
I don't say anything negative about those brothers, but what I will say is this: I understand from watching from a distance that in order to be able to last and be around Floyd for a long time, you have to be able to tolerate certain things. And maybe certain people you see their long stays because they tolerate. He has rifts with everyone else that's around him.
I was just gonna say I know exactly what
dad. Everybody.
I know exactly what you're getting at, Eben.
So you got to be like a certain type of guy. Yeah, you got to be a certain type of guy to be able to last that long.
We had that discussion.
It's the reason why these guys are there. Maybe, and I'm not saying anything. I don't want to, call a dude anything out of his name, anything like that. But I'm just saying, 1 + 1 is 2. It ain't never been 5. Have it?
Right, that's true. See, and that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. What you guys are talking about, man. Is like Floyd. He's a narcissist, and he don't know how to turn that shit off when he's not in the ring. Because even when you look at the Badu Jack and Badu and James DeGale fight, after that fight, and I said this. I said I wish all of these networks. I wish all of these reporters would stop sticking a microphone in front of fucking Floyd. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
When he, what I'm saying? When he go to
shout out to Shane. Shout out to Shane right now. It was Delorme who was the Uber driver.
Thomas Delorme.
Thomas Delorme.
Yeah. I knew it was
That's who it was. Tomas. Yeah, it was Tomas.
Good luck, Shane.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shane.
And that's the
Uber.
He drive Uber, and that's the thing that I'm like, when Floyd go to come into the fucking ring, somebody say, no, man, sit your ass down. Sit the fuck down. Like, I did not need to hear from Floyd why Badu Jack wanted to fight at 175. I need to hear from Badu Jack why Badu Jack wanted to fight DeGale at 175. I didn't need you to tell me that, man. I need to hear from your fighter.
Right.
But the problem is, as long as they keep sticking a microphone in Floyd's face, as long as we keep entertaining everything he does, he gonna keep doing this, man.
Man, I seldom mention any Floyd Mayweather motherfucking news on the relay, man. Like, cause it's like, man, all y'all talking about is this Conor McGregor shit. I don't even care about that fight.
Julius, don't start that card.
We aren't gonna hit that.
Don't start that card, Julius. Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Thank you, man. I hate that fight.
Yeah, that has no credence, and it's totally disrespectful to boxing. And any fan that thinks that's even a cool idea, I just want to have them exposed and you just prove it to them. No, you're giving them credence already by just talking about it. You already gave them the dignity to think that they're even belong in the place. So stop that.
I have blackballed any news about that fight. I don't care about that shit. What do we talk? We talking about Gervonta Davis, and we talking about the narcissistic tendencies of Floyd Mayweather. He's a
Now,
narcissist.
speaking of, now we were hitting at that because I want to use this as the
I don't wanna
segue
disturb you guys.
because Mayweather, like we were mentioned, he does not do well when it comes to just playing the backseat role. And what else does he
don't
not?
wanna be on that.
What else he doesn't do well? Pick fights.
Oh, yeah.
He is a
No, he
shitty
don't.
picker when it comes to fights, and he's made news this week, at least 2 days ago, in an article on Boxing Scene, where he's quoted in saying that he's picking Canelo Alvarez to knock out Gennady Golovkin. Now, while I wouldn't have a problem that he's picking Canelo to win the fight, that's cool. I can see it. It's fine. I don't believe it, but that's fine. But to knock out Gennady Golovkin, that's such a troll move on his part, man. And
Well,
you
you
know,
know, here's something.
Dragon, and he's gonna drop a spirit bomb on Gennady. That's the type of crazy, stupid shit Floyd Mayweather says, dog. I don't pay attention to a lot of shit he says.
I
know
don't
what's
pay
funny?
attention. Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, bro.
Go ahead.
It's not even just Floyd. I don't listen to Marvin Hagler. I don't listen to Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't listen to none of them. You know why? Because the egos. A fighter has a certain type of ego. Every fighter does. They have this. Even my son does, right? They can't be real about stuff. Don't come tell me what Marvin Hagler said about the new school fighters because he's going to hate on them.
he's going to hate on him every time.
Don't come tell me what Floyd
right.
said about Sugar Ray Robinson because he's going to hate
right.
on Sugar Ray Robinson. Don't come tell me don't even come tell me what Burt Sugar said about Floyd Mayweather because he's going to hate because he's old and he's on the old people's side. That's how they are.
Lennox Lewis was saying that same type of salty shit about Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me what they said.
Well,
I know those guys are haters.
Not for that, I'm gonna tell you something. It kind of go back to that shit that Wilder said. Even though I don't think Mike Tyson was hating, I honestly think that he was just giving his opinion, that he wasn't really hating. But it go back to that shit that he said, that it's like, you know what I mean? A lot of the old time greats, instead of trying to make somebody that's better than them to surpass their legacy, they worried about maintaining their legacy.
Right.
So like the new generation, they undermine it. Like
Mike want to continue to be the last person that was undisputed at heavyweight from here. Wasn't he undisputed?
Yeah.
So if Wilder does that, then you got to kick the bucket on that record too. You see what I'm saying?
And just like what you're saying, I said this too. See, here's the thing people got to understand. When you are a competitor, you will never admit, remember, let's go back to that big discussion we was even having about Wilder. What did I say? I said when Dawood wanted me to come on the show, I didn't do shit because I knew I'm a competitor. When I get on that show with Julius, we're going to be in competition. When you're a competitor, that's how you are. You're never going to admit that somebody else is doing something better than you. You're a fucking competitor. That's the reason why Carl Frosch was like, trying not to, he tried to show his happiness that Joshua broke his record, but deep down inside, he was like, fuck this motherfucker.
He didn't like it. He didn't like it. Yeah, he didn't like it.
Fucking cunt.
Right. Listen, it's the same reason why Floyd Mayweather hates on Andre Ward. Because if you stack them up accomplishment per accomplishment, Andre Ward has unified and held more belts in his division than Floyd, especially if you're talking about going to heavyweight.
It's close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he hates on him. So when you're a competitor, that's what people got to understand. When you're a competitor, I've seen trainers not want to say how another trainer might have been better than them. So no, his teachers is just different. But
are you kidding? Yeah, they do that. That happens on the small scale. I've had my old trainer used to kick out other trainers that were better than him at his own gym over that pure jealousy.
He kick them out the gym.
Right, he kicked them out.
And that's the thing. Man, when you're a competitor, dude, I like the whole thing with not to get off topic, but the whole thing with Cliff about the Sugar Ray Leonard. I wasn't gonna wait and go home and make a video. No, I'm gonna make my shit right fucking now. I'm gonna right. People ain't gonna watch this shit.
In the car,
and think about this shit all goddamn day.
Here's
my response, motherfucker, right now. But I'm just saying, when you're a competitor, you have that. Julius has it. Dawood has it. Bruce has it. When you're a competitor, dog, you have that. You're not gonna sit here. I don't give a fuck. I will fuck with Julius about John Molina to our dying goddamn day. Okay. You're a competitor, man. That's just how it is.
And the fighters, that's what I tell people. Fighters are like, they're like, and when you talk about this part of a man's personality, it's magnified 10 times with these guys.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Listen, you could go in my gym right now and be talking to little tiny kids, and they be like, man, he ain't that good though. Cause for real, I seen such hit him with one overhand right. I said it was 12 rounds. He hit him with one. I said, yeah, he did it once. I could do it.
That one I hit him with.
Yeah, that's how they are. Like that's how they are. Like, come on, man. They'll forever hate on each other. Look, when they start hating, look, put it like this: if they don't hate on you, you ain't like that.
Yeah,
That's
you
like,
ain't even like that.
basically.
You ain't like that.
Yeah. If they don't feel threatened by you, then you're not nothing.
You ain't like that.
You in the light, if they ain't hating on you, it means you're not doing it right.
Right.
That analogy is the rule of thumb for the whole motherfucking universe.
Yeah.
You would hope.
That's a great way to end on that note. I'm glad that we got that topic out the way. We got one more left. Now on to Kell Brook, Errol Spence Jr. 10 days out. Well, 9 days if you're in the UK. For this fight, Kell Brook has released some videos and some scandalous pictures. If that's what his goal is. But yeah, and I mean he's looking in tip-top shape. And like I said, if muscles win the fight, then he has probably won already. But of course, that's not how the fight game's played out. It's played out in a ring. So I'm just having this a revisit of our picks. Julius, you're still set on Errol Spence to win this fight. Ibn, I'm not actually sure what your pick was.
I pick EJ. I think that his body attack. I pick him probably to win by a late stoppage. If he doesn't win by late stoppage, this fight will be close though.
Yeah.
Because like you can put your hands on him sometimes. Yeah, you can hit him. The thing about it is when he start hitting you like that, most people they just don't survive. Nobody ain't survived yet. You know, now this is a step up in competition though. So, you know, Kell Brook
but is it really though? See, is it really? And that's,
I don't know.
That's my thing.
I don't
really
know.
Because
I don't know.
this man's biggest win is Sean Porter. Now, I'm not knocking Sean Porter, but the way he fought Sean Porter, it was Klitschko-esque with the holding and the grabbing and you know all of that and
that's
trying
important.
to tie Sean Porter.
That's important because if he try to tie Errol Spence up, he's gonna get roughed up in the.
He gonna get hurt. Yeah.
And Al got roughed up in the.
That don't work. He can't do that to him. Yeah, he can't do that to him. That kid is a very strong kid.
Yeah.
He's a very strong.
Well, and that's likewise for Spence. Which is why this is so hard for me to pick is because of that. I felt like, you know, Errol has always had a way of bullying guys in there. And at the end of the day, him just being the, you know, stronger or an overall elite fighter. But, you know, that's, you know, so now I just have to base this off of skill set, which I do see a favor in Errol Spence in that matter. But I don't know, man. Like,
here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and this is why I'm picking Earl. I'm picking Earl for two very, very important reasons. Number one, you can tell me the eye is healed, but we'll know when that first punch hits that eye, just how healed it really is. That's just like, I'll give you a basketball term. I'm over in Chicago. We used to have, what's that motherfucker name that used to play over in Chicago, and he's over in New York now. I don't know.
Oh, Rose? Derrick
Rose.
Yeah, thank you very much. I refuse to say his name. But remember when he hurt his knee and he healed and came back and he hurt the motherfucker again? Because he hurt again. Because in boxing, you can when you hurt your eye and you're training with a pad on. You're not training at full speed. You're training at half speed. You're training at half power. So it's not till you actually get in that ring and you get that first pop on it. That's when that telltale sign comes. And then I believe all this delay and this delaying and needing extensions was because he was having issues with getting down in weight.
Don't touch that kid.
Earl Spence being the body puncher he is, and he starts testing that body.
Don't do that.
That's going to be the difference. Those are
don't
the two.
Do that. You got to address. Please don't do that to me. I ain't that kind of person.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I said that's the reason why I'm picking Errol Spence because of those two reasons right there.
Look. He got the body attack. he could get Kell Brook to drop those hands when he go to his body. When he drop his hands, punch him right in his fucking eye, and we'll know then. We'll know then.
Yep.
Yeah, you really held or you just saying that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are just, if you think about it, those are just frills. That's not the meat and potatoes of the shit. Errol Spence is a good fighter. He's always on balance. He's always in position to get off a power shot. He doesn't smother his punches. There's always space in between him and the other guy. And that space gives him the leverage to get off power shots. Everybody's talking about, oh, Kell Brook's got a great fucking chin. You coming off an ass whooping. Okay? That's happening.
Well, that's why they're saying it. He's like, hey, look, that's about as worse as it could get.
No, he don't got no good chin. He got stopped.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. I want to know who made up that he got a good chin when he got stopped. Like, how the hell do you just flip getting stopped into having a good chin? I mean, listen, Glenn, that's my guy. Mike, that's my guy. I'm not a UK hater. That's bull crap, yo. You ain't got no chin because the Joker broke your eye socket. He broke your eye socket before he broke your chin. That's what happened.
Dude, he broke his eye socket 2 rounds ago.
Before he could break your chin. That's the only thing that happened. He ain't got no damn chin. Get out of here.
You go back and you watch that fight. And I said it the day after I don't know what fucking fight you guys were watching. This guy stopped throwing punches. He stopped throwing punches.
Yes, he did.
Not like he wanted it to be over. Like, God, please stop this shit. Somebody please stop this shit.
Somebody.
Facts.
Okay? Fucking time.
Facks.
Even his trainer's like, shit, I'm throwing the towel, damn it. Would you somebody see this?
You know what?
The towel?
You know what?
The towel.
You know what?
You want me to walk in here?
No, it was longer than 5 seconds, man. He was up there for a good 15 seconds waving that thing.
Let me tell you something. There is an aspect of boxing that is unspoken, and that is the save my ass rule, which means that the corner and the fighter has already had this conversation that when it's not going my way, because I'm not going to quit on my stool, I'm not going to quit publicly. So when it's not going my way, I need you to jump your ass up here with that fucking towel.
I need you to save me.
And save my ass and save face.
You are talking about a career-ending ass whooping. Imagine if that shit would have. Imagine if they would have let it go on, dog. They would have carried Kell Brook out of that ring with a spatula.
Yep. He was going to stop Kell Brook. I'm sorry to cut it. Listen, he was going to stop Kell Brook regardless. It wasn't if, it was when.
Yeah.
And how.
Yeah.
It was not if. It was not if at all. So this whole like Kell Brook just got like entirely too much like credit for that, because like it was a safe loss anyway. Listen, man, I don't care. Listen, they can get mad at me.
I'm just
Listen,
laughing at this whole.
Before I get back in this car,
this is a calculated loss. This is a glorified.
You goddamn right, it was a glorified calculated loss, and you goddamn right it was.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get back in the car. Yo, man, listen, that was a fight that was 2 weight classes up. I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I'm gonna get $5 million. Ain't nobody gonna say shit about it. Exactly. They don't care.
And I'm still gonna be a champion at 147.
And
I'm still gonna be 147 down there.
No, he wasn't even the man at 147. Hold on, Julius. You know how they be like, oh well, welterweights traditionally fight middleweights. Okay, yeah, but it'd be like Floyd. It'd be like Sugar Ray Leonard. It'd be like Thomas.
Well, I was gonna say it's not like
damn Kell Brook.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like
only fought Sean Porter.
This is terrible, and that was questionable. We don't know who won. Come on, a lot of people thought they felt like maybe Sean Porter did win, and maybe Kell Brook held too much.
And the IBF really fucked him over because as soon as he lost, they took him out the rankings and he didn't get a rematch.
Thank you, man. No, I'm talking to him. I don't care what nobody think about me, girl. I can fight and all that. No, I don't care nothing about what nobody think about me. No, I don't care nothing about nobody think about me. I couldn't get in because Miss Sharon's in here, and I don't like to curse. She's in the car right now. I don't want to curse, so I had to stay out so I could get in.
I don't care what about me. I can fight out. I can fight out.
Right, yo, that's how it doesn't it? Like, isn't that how it be when you go out in the club or like any type of bar or whatever? It's like, man, like I ain't worried about nobody out here.
I don't worry about that, man. I'm doing what I want to do.
Nobody out here.
You know what though? Julius said something. Julius said something really important. He said he took an ass whooping. And here's the thing about that kind of ass whooping. Remember when you was little and you got one of them ass whoopings that was so vicious that every time your mama flinch, you
yeah, you be scared of it. You be scared of it for like 3 days. Yeah, you be scared of your mom for like 3 days. My mom used to hit me. I used to stay away from her. I wouldn't even walk past.
I'm not
Dang,
not-
or just
I'm
be
not a
terrified
Errol
anytime you heard the
Spence- I'm not
drawer
an Errol
open.
Spence-
Right.
I'm not an
What?
Errol Spence lobbyist.
No.
I'm not an Errol Spence fanboy, but you got to understand that this, you know, for all intents and purposes, he's a power puncher.
Right.
He's a southpaw. He's got the same kind of size that Kell Brook has, and a little more than that. So it's not a situation where, oh, well, his resume, dog, he's a contender. Who the fuck is supposed to be on his resume? Godzilla,
Yeah.
Megatron? Who
Come
the
on.
fuck?
Mega
Like,
Man.
seriously, we've gotten to the point.
What you doing?
We gotten to the point where people are so hateful, they will dissect a contender's
That's
resume.
right.
That's how hateful motherfuckers is. He's a contender, dog. He is on time for a title shot.
Yep.
There's nothing to complain about. This fight is supposed to happen this way. So don't get mad that some people think that he can win the fight. If he lose the fight, okay. Props to Kell Brook. But don't knock me for thinking, well, yeah, he might have what it takes to win this fight, because you just got your ass whooped at 160.
Yep.
You just got your. You was complaining about making weight, and I'm like, I don't understand, guys. When it was supposed to be Jesse Vargas, Eddie Hearn, his motherfucking self, was saying, yo, we might go to 154 after this.
Word.
Yeah.
Make that.
Word.
Wait a minute. I'll give you one better. Wait a minute. Here's the thing that people got to understand. I don't have a dislike for any fighter, but if we're going to talk about one fighter, you got to apply it to all. When we talk about fighters, and because people always say, well, PBC fighters don't fight nobody. Okay, well, hold on for a second. Kell Brooks had issues with Brandon Rios, Diego Chavez, Tim Bradley, Jesse Vargas. So what the fuck am I supposed to sit here and think, man?
Exactly.
What the fuck am I supposed to sit here and think, dog? He's had problems with a lot of motherfuckers that if he'd have fought, I'd have a better idea of his skill set before he fought Earl Spence to make me feel that way. Don't give me Sean Porter, which was how many fights ago with Sean Porter? We said the
3
same
fucking
thing
years,
about.
dog.
And which at this point has
about
proven to not mean much.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
there's not much stock in that victory anymore.
Exactly.
For it's off. Here go $5.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And we do this to every fighter. We say, how long ago was that when you beat this motherfucker? And he's Antonio Tava. I love Antonio Tava, but he's been living off that Roy Jones victory forever.
Yep. That's all he ever did in his life was beat
I'm
Roy
tired
Jones.
of hearing that, man.
I hate
Forever.
that. That's all that man ever
Come
did
on,
in his life
Antonio.
was beat Roy Jones. Roy Jones 9 times greater.
Yeah.
9 times greater.
But wait a minute. He did beat Rocky Balboa, though.
Man, don't even remind me of that.
Yeah, he was the only one to beat Balboa.
He got
Damn.
that fight because he beat Roy Jones, and I'm mad.
right. No shit.
I'm mad.
It wasn't it at a catch weight.
Fool. Yeah, it was at a catch weight.
He fought Balboa at a catch weight, man. What the hell is
Yeah.
that? And he was 60.
Balboa was 166 years old.
So I guess I'm under the impression, guys, that you guys weren't impressed with any of the new Kell Brook videos or anything.
Bro,
Nobody
I
felt
am
a
not
little
impressed
different?
with the chocolate brownie. I'm not impressed with the chocolate brownie.
That shit.
The chocolate brownie's opponents have combined almost 1,000 losses, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's like a 950 something, and I'm not exaggerating at all.
And you say that, and people get mad, like I'm supposed.
Like
to
I'm lying.
Your first 20 fights, you fought Ernie Smith 3 times.
3 times.
Your first 20 fights, he fought a former champion and a guy
Did
on
he
the world
lose, like,
level. I'm not.
God bless Ernie, because Ernie died. God bless Ernie.
Yes, but God bless him, man.
Yeah, nothing negative to Ernie, man.
Right.
But like that, why'd you fight him 3 times, Cal? And you fought him like in 3 weeks. You fought him and then you fought him again in 3 weeks. Because I really look at BoxRec hard. I check the date and all that. And I'm like, how'd you fight this guy and come back and fight him in 3 weeks, bro? That was
In 3
sparring.
weeks.
You try to put sparring on your record, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
You cherry pick some sparring, and it was a cherry pick of sparring.
And
Tell the truth about that bull.
Let's be objective. I know that at that point in the juncture, Kell Brook was learning on the job. I'm not knocking him for that. That's the misconception. That somebody think that because I'm bringing up Ernie Smith, I'm trying to take a shot at Brook. When what I'm saying is, Errol Spence has the amateur pedigree that Brook don't got. Brook learned on the job. So before you start attacking Errol Spence and what's not on his resume, realize Errol Spence got the amateur pedigree and he's a contender now. You can't dissect his resume. That don't make sense. Who is
Guys.
supposed to be on his resume at 21 and 0?
I just came across a relevant post here. You guys tell me this is coming from our homie Shane over here.
Shane.
What up, Shane?
I I can see Kermit the Frog, but what is he saying?
Spence preparing for Brook.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, because they about to cheat him. He said they about to cheat him.
No, he just got his fucking.
You know something though? EJ is not the type of fighter. EJ not the type of fighter that's gonna leave a fight to the judges like that. Like he's gonna go for it. If it reveals itself, he'll go to jump through the window. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, if it makes it to the scorecards, it's gonna be because Kell Brook put up a good fight. And
well,
that's what's gonna, because other than that, he's gonna get stopped.
That Errol Spence and all his people, they know that going over there. Murray Rosado just happened, so they know. You know what I mean? They know.
They cheated Gabe, bro.
Go to the
Gabe beat Martin Murray. You can't tell me nothing. They cheated Gabe, bro.
My only concern.
That shit literally just happened. So there's no way that Errol Spence and them don't know that this is something that we got to prepare for. You have got to beat the shit out of him. Get him out of there. You don't let it go cards.
Yeah, you got to hurt a dude over there. You got to hurt a dude over there.
My only concern for Earl Spence is I don't want him to do what Eric Hunter did, which is allow the ref to get in his head because he's going to be going at that body, and them refs.
Yeah, we've seen that. We talked about that one fight.
That's my only concern is I don't want Earl to let the refs get in his head if his body shots are on the belt line or close. And we've seen a lot of time where sometimes the shots be just above the belt line, but it look like it might have hit it, and the ref be like all in their face. So that's my only.
Because he trying to give a warning so he could take a point faster. So he gonna lie and act like I did it and I ain't do it, but he just lying so he could say that was a warning. So I already got a fake warning. So I get 3 fake warnings.
That's
and just take a point.
That's my only concern is I hope Derek James, who is a very good coach and smart enough to just be like, Earl, listen, don't let this get in your head. This is what we gonna do. Just keep doing this, Because even if that ref take a point, you still hitting this motherfucker to his body. He's still feeling this shit. He's still hurt. You know, he's still hurt. Like, break. Yeah, he's still hurt.
Thank you.
Man. He's fighting the crowd.
I like fire too. That's great. All of them. I take all of them.
Well, I'm looking at the chat right now for the group. Harry Brown says people hating on Kell Brook. He did not get destroyed by GGG. Did he not take shots that middleweights couldn't take? Yeah, he did, and then he got stopped. So it's I can't.
What was that again? I'm sorry, man. What was that? I didn't hear that. What did he say?
Did he take a what?
All right, this is if you guys. I don't know if you guys can view the chat, but Harry Brown says people hating on Kell Brook. He did not get destroyed by GGG. Did he not take shots that middleweights couldn't take?
No, he got stopped.
That's why his orbital bone broke. That's why he did not take.
Can I answer?
That's why that's why his orbital bone broke though.
Can I answer something? Can I answer this? Because
did Daniel Jacobs' orbital bone break? Did Daniel Jacobs have a broken orbital bone?
I was gonna say, yeah, he had.
No, hold on, Bo. I think I deserve the answer because I'm declared the GGG hater, right? So do I get to say something? Because I will decide this time, right?
The floor is yours.
No, he did not take shots that middleweights couldn't take. He got his eye broke. He got his face broke.
And he did eventually get stopped. More importantly, the fight did not go 12 rounds.
No. The other middleweight's face didn't get broke. Whether it got stopped or not.
Exactly.
Even if you got stopped, your face wasn't broke.
Exactly.
You went home and laid next to your wife.
Right.
So how hard he had to get through that he broke the bones in your face, B. Think about that.
The only other person I know to break an orbital bone was fucking Margarito, and we all know why that happened.
That Joker had a cast on, cuz.
No, meaning he got his orbital broken. Margarito got.
Oh, Manny Pacquiao! I was glad when Manny Pacquiao broke his face because he shouldn't have had cast on. I hope Manny Pacquiao.
I felt like that was boxing's judicial branch just coming down on him, man. For one, he was due that because of the whole Cotto situation, and two, for me, I didn't like how he was openly taking digs. Him, Robert Garcia, and Brandon Rios were making fun of Freddie Roach's Parkinson's in that video, which was, I mean, totally uncalled for.
You know something that's crazy?
Ass whipping for it.
You want to know something that's crazy? I feel sorry for Parkinson's people, but like Freddie got ways. And like when people how I look at it is like this: like if you handicap, don't punch nobody.
No,
You
no,
heard what I
no.
said?
I know what you're getting at, but
handicapped-
listen, this
if you
was
handicapped, don't punch nobody. Because if I punch you back, everybody gonna say I punched your handicap behind. Keep your hands to yourself. You handicapped.
but this is in the mix of camp where they really didn't even say shit. Like nothing was even like nothing was
Freddie
even
didn't
like
say
triggered to the
anything?
extent where I mean like even nonetheless. So it is
When was
handicap.
Freddie
Are you just gonna
quiet?
go at somebody's cancer because they got it or whatever? It's like,
No,
all
not
right,
cancer.
well, yeah,
My
all right,
father
well,
died
you know,
from
my
cancer.
life sucks, but you're gonna die in 2 months. Like,
No, I would never do that. My dad died from cancer, so I can't do that.
Yeah,
you
my
know
wife
what I
don't
mean?
have
Like,
it.
you can't do that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying Freddie like make you like say stuff because he say stuff.
Oh, because he
Anybody
can get
else
under your
say
skin.
something?
Well, I mean, when he can, yes, he can. But
Anybody
when
else
it
say
was
something crazy in the
unprovoked,
chat, though?
like this, in this instance, it was unprovoked.
Yeah.
Anybody
I
else saying something crazy in the chat? 'Cause that was hilarious. I like that. That was
I
hilarious.
like engaging in the chat. I like guys when they, you know, engage with us. So
Yeah,
he's,
no, talk to him, George. Yeah, it
he's,
makes sense.
let's say, I'm not saying Spence ain't a talented fighter, but so is Brook. But Spence takes, I don't know where but Spence can take a shot. I guess we'll see. It should be a great fight. And he's right. I mean,
That's
he's
something
just,
that
That's
needs to be
fair.
addressed.
I mean, it just sounds like he's just picking. It sounds like he seems like he's just picking Brook to win, which I mean, like I get.
That's
I
okay,
can't even
too.
make a pick,
But
so
that's
it's
a real-
whatever.
Yeah, that's good. That's okay too to
real-
pick him.
That's a real that's a real thing that needs to be addressed. We don't know how Spence is going to deal with a shot. Kell Brook, I'd give him the edge of speed. He got a good one too.
And it's not like Errol Spence has the greatest
Yeah.
defense either.
No,
I
he
definitely
don't.
say Errol Spence does not move his. He does not move his head. You're
He don't
right.
move his head.
Hey,
You're right.
so it's a real factor. It's real. If he's saying that he feels that Kell has the talent to win the fight, more power to him. To me, it's a close fight. It's just
Yeah.
Shit, that's why I haven't picked a winner yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's intangibles that put it over the top for me. It was a close fight to me. But when you get beat the fuck up like that, and now you about to face another power puncher, even though it's at a lighter division, it's still a power puncher. I don't like that. I'm not going to bet on you. Either I don't bet or I'm not going to bet on you. It's one or the other, but I'm not betting on you.
Right.
So I guess I'm under the idea that no one's moved from their picks at all. Everyone, three of you are all going with Errol Spence. I'm still undecided. I'm probably like that those annoying undecided voters around election time where it's like the week before the damn election, you're like, you still don't know who the fuck you're picking yet. Like, yes, that's right. I don't know who the fuck I'm
Can I say
picking.
something else? Can I say something else about this fight and about just how I rule, period, in
Go
general
for
as a fan, right? I'm gonna go for the fighter that's from where I'm from, unless then I don't like the fighter and I never wasn't no fan of him. For instance, if I wasn't a fan of a fighter and tomorrow he fight James DeGale, I ain't gonna just root for him because he's from the United States. But if I'm a fan of that fighter, I'm rooting for him. And I learned that from the UK fans. And guess what? Y'all gonna have to deal with me and my mouth because I gotta deal with y'all in y'all mouth, even when y'all know y'all saying nonsense. Y'all know y'all be saying nonsense and y'all just rock out. And I
To a
actually
certain degree,
admire
you
it.
know what?
I admire it to a degree
To
because they're loyal.
a
I would
certain
love for
degree,
my son to be boxing over there.
to a
Yeah,
certain
but you know
degree,
what?
I understand what you're saying because
I'm not going fucking pick a guy. I can't pick a guy just because he's from the same place I am.
Yeah, I gotta like him too. But
You
if I
know what?
like him,
I've learned. I've learned this. I learned this in a unique way. Yesterday, I watched a film called "This Is England." I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. It's a pretty major film for them over there, but it's basically centered around the idea of just like the grudge and everything that they go through as the common guy there, which is kind of like a folksy, grungy, personable, but just rough edged for the most part.
Okay.
And I always, and when it came to this, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've always had this debate among UK fans when it comes to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, as far as these guys are their two main, at least their faces of their nation.
Right.
And for some reason, which I don't even think it would even be an option, there's a split between those two. You're either an Anthony Joshua fan or a Tyson Fury. There's some that are both, fans of both, but there is a divide there. And I talked to Chris Conroy, who's he leans
He's
on the
a UK
Fury
guy. Yeah, he's a UK guy.
and he leans on the Fury side. And I'm like, dude, And I posted the another thing with Tyson Fury with another update that he won't be fighting this year at all because he still has to go through the nonsense with his
Does he even have
drug
a
test.
license, bro? Do he even have a license?
He does, but he
No.
just can't fight until he gets
He
this
can't fight
situated.
All right, well, he don't got no license.
He can't fight till that steroid situation from 2015 gets resolved. UCAD, the shit got pushed to the end here, so he ain't gonna be fighting nobody, but he is gonna be talking shit.
Yeah, that's basically what he is. So when I was asking about something, I'm like, look, you see this? I made this post. I had a conversation with about him. All this shit, man. He's a fuck. He's fucked up. He's canceled fights. He's doing drugs. He's gaining weight. He's just talking out his ass and then not ever following up on it. How does this guy still have support? This is what I'm asking him. And because of the film, like this is what I resort back to. He's like, look, man, you've seen This Is England. This is us. He's like, we're not the most perfect people. And for them, AJ seems like that perfect cutout of the Ken doll that just doesn't fit who they are as people. It's just strange to me, but I'm still like, so wait, so your chance to get it right, you still don't want to get it right?
This is the thing about Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is a lot like the Sugar Ray Leonard of the shit, that he's the golden boy.
Fuck Sugar Ray Leonard.
All right. Okay.
So that's it. So there we have it. Bo Bland is an Aaron Pryor guy.
Yep.
You got some Sugar Ray
That's how it is. He don't like him.
There it is.
That's why he said it. That's why he said it. That's why he said it.
That's all it is. That's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? I understand why there's UK guys that don't want to buy into the hype because there is hype around it. Rest assured. Machine behind Anthony Joshua. My only thing is when they put him in there, and it's time to test him, tests, and you can't argue with success. So I mean, don't tell me that the guy isn't the goods and he won a gold medal. Don't tell me that.
You know something, that guy.
I know that a gold medal ain't everything because Audley Harrison had a gold medal.
Nah, but it's the most prestigious amateur boxing award that you can get.
Right.
Exactly.
You got to the top. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of guys, they become good pros, but at the time, amateurs weren't good enough. Yeah, they wasn't good enough to get the gold medal.
A gold medal is a bargaining chip.
Oh, yeah.
You turn pro with your promoter.
I mean, hello, Lomachenko. That man had triple deuces on him.
Listen, national titles are bargaining chips. Listen, I saw 3 promoters this week. Listen, kid in my gym won Golden Gloves at 165. I saw 3 promoters this week. That shit just happened last week.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Listen, it was
I know the guy you talking about too.
There you go. Listen, it was a Panamera outside of King Tutson Boxing Gym. I showed my son that. I said, look, PJ won nationals. Look what's going on. He said, they came here for PJ? I said, yeah, they looking to sign him.
Damn.
He was amazed. His eyes was wide open. You actually, the next day, my son left me and went to the gym. He left because the shop, our salon is like blocks away from the gym. I was like, yo, here I come. By the time I was ready, he was already gone. He went to the gym. I think the Panamera turned him on.
There's a guy in our group, Michael Irvin. His daughter was interviewed by I think it was HBO.
Yeah, Candace, yeah.
Candace was interviewed by HBO. They had a bunch of the kids that won, and they interviewed them by HBO. So, stuff like and I think she's ranked number 1.
Yeah. The Candace is number 2 right now.
Number 2.
But but see, so like that's the whole thing is
when you win them gold medals,
that stuff is
that's
not even a gold medal. Yeah, that's not even a gold medal. You talking about nationals. You talking about a nationals. When you win the gold medal, it's another level.
And there's Golden Gloves too, which can
you win Golden Gloves too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the nationals that PJ won, Golden Gloves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So when he won. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. It's been a great, lively discussion we had here. But it's 11 o'clock, so it's usually time to shut down shop. So I'm going to go in order that I see you guys on the screen right now, which is Ibn, Julius, and Bo, and then myself. So you guys can go ahead and plug your social medias and anybody you want to give a shout out to before we head on out of here.
I want to give a shout out. My shout out. I want to give a shout out to Jose Suleiman and the whole Guadalajara. Yeah, me and Canelo. And Canelo don't F around. And guess what? Him and Oscar was effing around, but he manned up. And I knew he was going to do this. and I can't wait for this fight. And this is just a great year for boxing. Even if you're on GGG's side, I mean, like, you can't be mad at boxing right now, man. You just can't be mad. And I just want to give a shout out to the whole game, man. I do. And so what, Julius? You don't like
agree
what
with that shit.
you
Shout out
you might
to
not
boxing.
Hold on.
listen.
All right, Julius, it's your turn.
Where's my violin?
Shout out to Ward Sergey for having a rematch. Shout out to
See?
Anthony Joshua for fighting Vladimir Klitschko.
Can't get
You know what I'm saying?
mad.
Shout out to Kell Brook for fight back. Shout out to motherfucking, Javante Davis for going across the pond representing us. He about to beat that boy up.
Yeah.
Shout out to boxing, man. Shout out to Terence Crawford. Shout out to
You can't complain.
Dude, boxing
You
is
can't
winning right
complain.
now.
If you complain right
Can't
now,
get
you
mad.
just a nut. Yeah, you just a nut. Because it ain't nothing to complain about right now.
All right,
These
Bo.
guys are doing great.
You know what, man? I'm gonna do my shout out, man. Shout out to everybody out there that didn't bitch, moan, and complain about the fucking purge. That's my
Yeah.
fucking shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to
I
everybody
salute you.
that wasn't
I
bitching,
salute
moaning,
you.
and complaining about the fucking purge.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to everybody who had something to say about the purge when Julius came around to be talked about, actually talked about the fucking purge.
Mhm.
All right. Shout out to that. Shout out to our admin who, regardless of what people say, you may see us fight, but we talk on the side that you guys don't know about. So shout out to all our admin for that. And again, man, shout out to boxing. Because regardless of how y'all feel, you can't tell me that this month, this weekend alone, is the most. It's so much action this month alone. Any channel you can turn to, you're gonna see a good fight.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, dude, boxing is winning right now. I
Listen,
don't care.
you-
I mean, you couldn't tell me that there was a damn UFC event last weekend. I had no idea about it.
We
Didn't know
putting the
who the
UFC
fuck
to
was
shame
fighting.
right now. We put
They didn't have any
right now.
idea.
Listen. You know the going is good when Showtime and HBO posting up on the same night.
Yeah.
And we got to see that 3-4 times a year where it's a Saturday night where they both.
Hey man, look, and you know what? I used to hate those nights so much, man. Just having to
love
go
them
back and
because
forth.
we got DVR. And I
Yeah,
love
but
them.
that's a beautiful thing. All right, I'm gonna just do my social media plugs. G.Alé 6 on Instagram, G.Alé Dampier on Facebook, at Georgie Dampier on Twitter. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you're watching right now, greatly appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to everybody that's watching and everyone in the chat. Harry, Frankie, Amy, you're a blessing. And everybody who's subscribed. I want to thank all my co-hosts, Bo, Julius, Ibn, for coming in. I know you busy man. We were talking about your schedule. Definitely
I've been trying to get that working, but listen, I stopped in the bowl last night and I told y'all, listen, I'm in the car with the iPad. I told y'all I wasn't letting y'all go out like that.
Man,
hey, you know what? Before you go, let me just say one thing. Like I said it before, I'm saying it again. Shout out to all our admin because they do a great job. But I want to tell Julius, stop feeling like you hoeing, man. Post your shit on your fucking page.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out. Post your shit on your page, man. Julius be feeling like, oh man, I feel like I'm man.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I got goals, right? So it's easy to post a relay on, our group. I like to do it the hard way. Like when I was shooting, I'm going to put the target all the way down range. I'm going to make sure the target is hard to see so that when I hit it, I can do shit. I don't like doing it the easy way. I like doing shit the hard way. That's
okay.
Get more shit.
Okay.
Hey man, and look at him with 1K subscribers. Look at him, man. He's about to be famous. He's about to leave us out of here and shit. He's
Man,
too big for our britches and shit, man.
He ain't going. You want to know
and
something?
if I see a ring IQ cap, motherfucker, and I don't get my share, I'm coming for your ass.
Hey, listen, you know
I want my 5% shares in this business.
No,
Right,
Julius
I
need us.
want 0.05% share, motherfucker. Where's my shit?
Listen, Julius always gonna need us because we the only people with enough heart to bring him to reality. See, if he leave from around us, nobody will tell him the truth. That's why he gotta come around us. They won't rebuttal. They won't rebuttal him. They ain't even comfortable enough up here in their knowledge to even rebuttal him. We take them to war.
Yeah, like nigga,
Yeah,
who else
yeah.
gonna tell me about the 7 layers
bro.
of jokes of Eric Molina? Who else gonna tell me about it?
Dog, I wait a minute. I went to
G.Alé.
the relay.
I will sit in your chair, son. Look.
I went to the relay. You
I'ma
had a
sit
new
in your
video,
chair.
but I went to the relay, and I saw that thing with the squirrel yelling "Lotta," and my daughter's like, "Daddy, what's that about?" I said, "That's an inside joke." This motherfucker, this motherfucker making a video that ain't got nothing to do with Lotta.
That's just,
Okay,
I know he's made that an intro now. So
yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah.
all right, y'all. So until
Analogy
next
long.
time, we'll be probably talking about the preview for the Kell Brook Spence fight in greater detail, and maybe you actually might get a pick out of me. So until then, thank you
I
for
not be
joining
wrong.
us
I made too much noise.
next week. Peace.